Love is blind. It's why Kendall loves me. I was going to do the reverse joke, but I didn't feel like being mean.
It's why I love Kendall.
I was going to say, it's why I love Kendall. Then I was like, I don't like that. Dunk on myself.
That's all of her pheromones. They're just reeking across the studio. That's why she really loves me.
That's true.
You did tell me I smelled good the other day.
I don't remember. Yes.
You said you smell like you.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I said, what does that smell like? And you're like, I don't know, good.
Because I gave you a hug.
That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me today.
You smell so good. No, you are somebody what I really like about Kendall is, I mean, so many things, but one thing I like is you can't smell Kendall until you get close to Kendall. So I gave you a hug. Remember we were walking in?
A lot of people do.
Oh, that's true. She gives that vibe off. So I know what she smells like, but most people don't.
Secret society.
But you know how some people have, not like the perfume, because there's like a perfume smell, but then it's like the human smell.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, this person is a good smell. Like they naturally smell good.
Flip's hair.
We watched Love is Blind.
Did we?
We didn't watch Love is Blind. We listened to Love is Blind. And we were so lucky this time around because Mike said, hey, guys, I know you've been dealing with this whole hour-ish, sometimes
hour
more.
10.
Hour 10, 70 minutes of our lives with our, not facing our TV. He said, why don't we do this here at the studio? We can get through this bad boy in 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes. And I'll kind of narrate what's happening and fast forward the things you don't need to see or listen to. And that's...
Thank you, Mike.
That's not BFFing,
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
We did. We took on Love is Blind third episode. We unfortunately have not solidified another couple. We have one couple right now, which is Monica and Joey. They are awkward, which makes sense because they've seen each other for the first time and now have to act like
they're engaged.
And they have to be so intimate so quick.
It's so cringe.
It's so, and I'm just wait till we get to the Mexico, villas. It's awkward.
Yeah, that's the part that blew my mind because I've never seen the show before. So just to remind everybody, they all start in these pods and they have these dates and you basically go back and forth, just kind of feeling each other out just from the voice of the other person. And then eventually you get to the point where you're like, okay, I choose you, AKA, let's get married.
Yeah, let's get engaged. Let's see each other's faces.
Let's just make sure.
So he gets on a knee, they propose, they're both in tears. She says yes, and then that's how that second episode opened up or the third episode opened up where you got to see the two of them react. And at first it was like, yeah, they went and hugged, and then it's just like, wow, I didn't envision facial hair. You've got facial hair. Wow, I didn't envision this long hair. You look like Tarzan. That's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Is this okay? Do you like your hair? How long have you had your hair? It's just so many questions and such an awkward energy.
It's so weird.
They both seem like they really enjoy each other.
Yes. And so it just shows you that's a good example. Yeah. There was this couple that was, I think like season 2 or 3, where the guy was like super
not into it.
It was brutal to watch.
Yeah.
So
I'm curious after our last listening episode, if you think anyone looks different, Brittany, or if you're more disturbed by them listening to episode 3 than you were in episode 1 and 2, since we are just listening.
You said something while we were watching where I go 1,000%. We both, you say that you think Alex is the hottest guy on the show.
Yep.
And you said that, and I said, I think that too. I used to have skater boy vibes, which is also very hot for me. I love a skater boy vibe.
Right.
But I also agree that I think Alex is a very attractive guy. I also think he hasn't had to deal with much mental health or overall obstacles in his life, because when Madison brings up anything of that nature, he sounds terrified. And bless him, if that's his route. I mean,
and it's interesting because he did talk about in the first episode that he was really bullied growing up a lot. He said, became attractive as I got older. I was really bullied. And so to me, it's really important that whoever I'm with is really committed to me and will talk to me and walk me through things, because I need that sort of validation. Thank you. Validation from them. And in the last episode, Madison, who he really likes, was like, oh yeah, I'm someone who doesn't do that. And you could tell right away that her avoidance sort of, what do they call that?
Avoidance attachment.
Thank you. Your attachment type avoidance was not going to be easy for him. And it really did bleed into the state where she talked about how she likes to process things on her own because she had a really rough childhood.
Yes.
And he's like, I I need to be able to talk with you through this, though, because that's how I show love. I don't know if this is going to work.
I don't think it's going to work. And I applaud Alex for realizing that. I also think it's hilarious because, not hilarious, but it is typical that Madison, who is somebody who unfortunately grew up in a household with her, the people that are supposed to be her parental figures are using drugs.
Right.
And at one point she says, it's either me or the drugs, mom and her stepdad, and they chose the drugs. So she has abandonment issues and actually knows she has abandonment issues, which, by the way, so powerful. Like, she's somebody where you go, wow, like, you are going to thrive because you already are at a young age realizing that this is something that you're dealing with. And like, she's going to be, I just can't stress that enough, because I'm like, these aren't red flags to me. These are somebody who's actually processed their trauma and is realizing, hey, when I'm going these things, I sometimes do have to take a step back and I have resources. Yes. Wow. A 20-year-old saying that, or early 30s, I can't remember how old she is. Like, this person is very, very evolved. Mm-hmm. But Alex, his initial, I mean, he should trust his gut, is I don't think he can handle that. Mm-hmm. But the minute that Madison felt Alex pull away, she's having that feeling of, you, please don't leave me. Please don't, here's why it's going to work.
To the point where she told Mason her other interests. She's like, I don't like intense emotions. I always break up with people. Yeah. You've got another girl that you're interested in. I've got another guy I'm interested in. She is trying to lead this fish to water. That
she's soft launching their breakup.
I don't want to be with you because I like this other guy. Mason, I just think he's just not deep enough with either of the girls he's interested in. And Madison's like, I out.
Yeah, he's going to bow out. He's going to end up with Meg. And then you guys, here's the thing. In the villas or wherever they, like, I think they go to Mexico. When they go to these like vacation villas, they all see each other as couples and hang out as couples. So there'll always be these little side chatters of, let's say Madison and Mason do pick each other that Mason and Meg pick each other and Alex and Madison pick each other. At some point, Madison and Mason will have like a side conversation. They will. Yeah.
My biggest thing about this episode is Madison at one point was begging Alex to just go forward and just say it. Let's move on to the next step. And he wouldn't do it. And then she begged Mason, please end it. Just end it. I'm giving you reasons to end it. And he wouldn't do it. Mm-hmm. So again, you've got both of the guys in both situations where she's basically just saying this is what needs to happen and they're not willing to do it.
Gosh. And then there's the Dave and Lauren and Dave and Molly of it all. Where
Dave. He's hot adjacent and I hate him.
Oh my gosh. I can't stand him either.
Adjacent.
He's
my gut see him.
I think and it's all because of his personality. I understand this, but I'm like, you are not attractive at all. You're just a rich kid. Like, you think you're hot because you're rich.
Because you've had privilege and you've experienced people like you for your privilege. I could see that. That's why I keep thinking he's hot adjacent, is because, like, he's one time in his life got a hot girl and he's convinced.
Ugh, he's so gross.
That's a lifestyle he deserves.
And poor Lauren, teacher Lauren's like, oh, I'm so heartbroken because that's the guy I was interested in. He's interested in Molly. Girl, let him have her.
I know,
And
Molly.
Molly, run.
Sometimes a loss is a win.
Oh, for real.
Like, hopefully, Lauren, you're out there listening to us right now, living your best life. You own a home. You're like 20.
And you're a teacher.
It's amazing. You're amazing. Bless. We'll be listening. We'll hopefully get to see a couple up here soon. But till then, we'll keep you in the know because love is blind, and especially with me and Kendall.